computer code on your screen is behind.
Testing 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2. Yep, I think we're good. All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for another sports betting podcast for a Thursday, June 10th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are watching on a mobile device. All right, folks, welcome to the happy hour. Each Thursday, we're going to be broadcasting live stream here on our YouTube channel. And then once we get into NFL football season, then we're going to go football Friday on NFL, and then we're going to do also Thursday. So Thursday and Friday will be live stream starting in the end of August, and we're going to break down all the football games going on that weekend. And in the meantime, we're going to be live every Thursday. So if you're watching on the replay and you want to join us live, 1 p.m. each Thursday, we are live here on the Raymond Report. And again, I'd like to welcome everybody who's part of the Raymond Report team here at the bullpen, and the bullpen is what we call the chat. And so let's take a look at what's in the SBI. And every week we're going to start off and seeing what's come in. We're going to think like a bookmaker, like my good friend Ross Benjamin always says. And let's see what has come in baseball the last 7 days. And if you've been betting baseball, we talked about this at the beginning of the year. The favorites, the underdogs, really kicked it off in high gear at the beginning of the year, right? A lot of underdogs were coming in, and now you're seeing some of the favorites, starting to catch fire. In fact, if you look back at the beginning of the year, check this out. Since April 1st to about, I'd say, April 22nd, look at all the underdogs that came in at the beginning. In fact, a lot of the unders, people were talking about the balls not traveling as much as they were last year. But then again, I said it, the reversal will happen, and sure enough, look at that. 60.8% the last month. And if you recall, about 3 weeks ago, we were at about 55%, 56, almost the same thing here. And I said, just give it about 6 weeks, and you'll see we'll be back at 60, 62% on the favorites coming in. And if you've been betting favorites since about May 7th, you've been smiling like a butcher's dog, because look at that. You are making some good money just betting favorites here in baseball. Baseball has been pretty good. Speaking of baseball, let's go take a look at the bullpen. Actually, you know what? Before I go to bullpenpicks.com, let's look at the 7-day average. And on the 7-day average, 64.9% of the favorites have come in the last 7 days. In fact, we're in a bull market right now for favorites betting Major League Baseball. The over-under neutral market, and it's been neutral all year almost, right? Look at the last month, 48 and 51%. And so if you've been betting baseball, hopefully you're enjoying it. I love baseball. It's a great time of year. Watch some baseball, some playoff hockey, playoff basketball, and hopefully you guys are doing all right. And now's a good time to start padding up that bankroll, because we all know what's coming in a couple of months, right? In about 60 days, it's right, the NFL. All right, let's take a look at the bullpenpicks.com, and let's take a look who's leading the top scorers right now. And there's Laura. Look at Laura. Hopefully she's watching today, because she's doing an outstanding job. D. Janko 23 and 771. Now, if you look at here, I don't know if you guys can see that on the I don't think the pop-up menu shows up on the no, it doesn't. I don't think it shows up on the live team. Anyway, so what happens is she's hitting. Let me see here. 50 in the 51 to 54%. She's 16 and 24, but in the 55 to 62% range, 34 and 19 for 65%. In the 63 to 72%, she's 4 and 2, and 73 to 100%, she's 1 and 0, and that's how she's got a score of 771. Michael Evans, you know what? I got to talk to this guy, because I'm sure I'm butchering his username here. I don't know if it's Oven SMB, Oven MB. If you're watching, Mike, you got to send me a chat or something. Hey, there's Isaiah. How you doing, buddy? Haven't seen the crew in a while, and hopefully you're doing well. Hoping to go on the Big 3 win day, says Isaiah, 3 in a row in MLB on Brewers today. 7-1 the last 2 days. So Isaiah, Are you playing at bullpens? If so, what's your username, Isaiah? At bullpenpicks.com. And in third place, we got Tespo, Thomas Esposito. Sounds like a good hockey name right there. Hey, Tony Esposito. And 729 for Thomas Esposito. And then you got Ryan Stoller here at 695. Our guy, Ed Musco at hockeypicks.com, 659. Mark Nation, 637. And the Black Knight, Frank, at 630. Also, can't forget Justin here. He's all over the place, too. And Eddie O's at 563. So, Brewers, says Jermaine Brown. He's on the Brewers. In fact, I'm watching that game right now. 1-0 for St. Louis. Milwaukee. And Castillo just struck out somebody. And we are now in the middle of the second inning of the game between Milwaukee and Cincinnati. All right. So, how you guys doing? Hopefully you guys having a good time, making some money betting on sports. I know a little bit of a break here from the Raymond Report, but I think starting in July 1st, I'm gonna do one tip a day here, and it's gonna be a series of 30 picks in July, and then we'll pick up our come August, we'll pick up the pace, as they say, with more maybe live streams. I miss you guys. You know what I miss? I miss the live streaming. I miss the interaction with the people. And I'm a newbie to baseball. I've been doing some research. Nice. Hopefully you're winning. Hopefully hey, you know what? It's always fun when you're learning a new sports, right? Because in every sport there's some type of tricks that you're trying to grasp. And baseball, and if you follow the Raymond Report, and if it's not just in baseball. Don't bet on bad teams. And if you just stick to that discipline of not betting on bad teams, good things will happen, right? In fact, I'll go through a bit of my tip sheets in just a few minutes. But the top pickers finally got some gold gloves here. Every time you do a perfect night, and we got lucky. We only had a 3-game schedule, and the opportunities to get a gold glove on bullpenpicks.com is very rare. So you can see we all took advantage of that 3-day. And Eddie O, good old Eddie O from Montreal, has 2 gold gloves. Detroit Rob, he was one and done. He was like a player from Kentucky. He just came here for one season, not even one season. He came for 1 week, and he was one and done. So we haven't seen Detroit Rob in a long time. Rob Torrey, most followed. So if you want to follow some of the top basketball or baseball pickers here, go to the top most followed, and then you'll see some of the players here. That's where people are following, and you just click on follow my picks, and you get to see their selection. Let's see who the people I'm following, who they have here today. And this is one of the nice tools of having here at bullpenpicks.com, is that you go and you follow the top baseball pickers. Now, here's a recommendation I would, if you're new and you're just trying to see here. Jermaine says agreed. I'm sure what he's agreeing on. I said a lot there, Jermaine. So what do you agree on here? All right. So what you do is you take the top scorers, you follow their picks, and then you go to your following. And what you want to do now, because when you're betting with money, it's all business, right? Sometimes it's all business, and you could be a great guy, but you don't want to follow people who are losing, because you don't want some of that mindset to creep into your. You can be following somebody who's a good friend or your buddy, but if he's got a score of 400, he's not doing you any favors, right? He's not winning. So I try to follow some of the top pickers here, and what I do sometimes is I'll come in here and I'll look at who they have. So we all have Houston today. We all got Milwaukee. We're on the consensus there. So look at that. We're all on the not betting on bad teams. Yeah, agreed, 100%. If you start following that discipline and not, and you know what? I'm glad you said that, Jermaine, because the thing by being disciplined and not betting on bad teams, and I love using the Bill Parcells quote. I think I try to use it every time. You are what your record. You are what your record says you are, right? I always butcher that quote. But you are what your record says you are. And if you're a bad team, and if you're betting just sporadically, and you're betting here and there, and you don't really care about underdogs, you could be catching underdogs on a really bad run. Like look at baseball right now. Favorites are just like tearing it up. Somebody who comes in a bad cycle and sees that, that underdogs are not, they're never coming back. And this is why sports betting, just like stock market, just like saving your money, you got to be disciplined. You got to pick your spots. Like I've beaten a dead horse about money management here on this show, right? But the thing is, if you lower your risk, limit your risk, have 1 or 2 plays a day, 3 tops, and you pick your spots. And not every day is a Picasso, right? Not every day is going to be a betting opportunity, and it's okay. I had an exchange with a client, and it says, you didn't post a pick. Well, I'm not forcing any picks, right? The last thing you want to do is force picks just because you want to be an action junkie, right? Remember the thing I said, are you an action junkie or investor, right? If you're a sports investor, you're picking your spots and you're just waiting on the opportunity. And, and this is where being an action investor really could hurt you at times, because now you feel there's a game on, I got to bet on something, right? This is where Bullpen Pick comes in. Bullpenpicks.com will scratch that itch. Like, say if you don't see anything of high confidence. In fact, when I look at some of the confidence level of some of the players, when I see 53, 51, 51, and if I look over here, 53, look at this, 51, 52, that just tells me that, I'm just making a pick because the system tells me I have to make a pick. But when you look at the top selections here, 73, 73, 75, 73, 62, 78, then these picks that the players are picking, those are good selections that they're betting with, right? Had Jays yesterday. I like the White Sox today. Yeah, you know what? I'll look at some of the games. I did have the White Sox yesterday, but the Blue Jays. I just saw, was it a home run here? Joey Votto just cranked one out of the yard here. But yeah, 1-1. Hey, hate to be the bearer of bad news since we're all on Milwaukee here, right? Yeah, where was I? What was I saying? Let's see that Joel Votto just threw me off my. Hey, he threw me off my game here. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, the Blue Jays. That's right. It was the Blue Jays. Yeah, Lance Lynn. I said yesterday, just 1.23, 1.23 ERA. And sure enough, it was 1-1 or 2-2 in the 7th or 8th inning, and then sure enough, the bullpen couldn't hold it down for him, right? But yeah, so bullpenpicks.com, also bballpicks.com. Fatty's killing it right here. If everybody knows Fatty here at the Rain Report, he's going off here. He's got 11 Kobe's. So anytime you do have a perfect night. But the thing is, since we put this site up late, our programmer didn't adjust the rules yet. Yeah, you're supposed to have four in a row, but this year for the playoffs, anybody who goes perfect, we'll give out a Kobe. But next year, starting the October, you have to be 4-0 to get a Kobe, right? But hey, we just put up this site about 2 weeks before the playoffs, so we're just testing all the bugs, and it's been fun. It's been fun, and it gives you guys an opportunity to follow other pickers. And hockeypicks.com, I just put in for some reason, I forgot to put in the game for tonight, and I'm all over Vegas. I'm going to put it right now, 63%. I love the Vegas Golden Knights here tonight. I think Colorado, and I've watched Colorado, and everybody was high on Colorado. I just didn't see it. I just didn't see Colorado, and I'll get to the hockey in a bit, as I'll go off on them a bit. And let me see, Street Catcher. You know what? Having a good run now. I'm on 4 winning picks in a row. Arceus here is on 6. And Gary A. from North Bay. Hey, big old Gary A. What was it? G&G? G&G from North Bay. He's on a 6-game win streak right now. So streetcatcher.com. And don't forget, folks, in a few weeks, actually, you can sign up now. Yeah, the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest number 10. That's right, season number 10. I can't believe it's been a decade. And we've been running this contest now for 10 years. And here's our past winners. Petro 1 year 1. John Ullman 1 year 2, NFL King. We had Nate Jacobson. Nate was from Chicago. He won year number 3. Kevin Dolan from the other side of the pond. I think he's from Ireland. I want to say Ireland or maybe England. I don't know, one of those two countries. Kevin Dolan was our week 4 winner, or season 4 winner. Ryan Brom from Akron, Ohio. Ryan took the first place in season number 5 in 2016. Man, I can't believe it. Still waiting on Kendall Magruder's picture here, Kendall. Anytime while we're young here, buddy. And if you ever want to send that picture here, hey, you look like Wilson from, remember that show, Wilson, and what's his name there? Through the fence. He doesn't want us to see his his picture here. Lynn Hernandez. Lynn, I believe, was from New York, upper state New York. I think Buffalo Lynn was. Lynn won 2018. And let me see here. A couple years ago, John F. Murray, a.k.a. Hockey, he won 2019. And last year's winner, Steel City Madman, Frank from Pittsburgh. I think Frank was from PA, Pittsburgh, PA. And Frank had a really good run here. He went 72-42 for 94 units, and he took home the ring. And that's the thing, guys. With all these contests going off, the prestige, we're gonna have money this year. Last year we didn't have money because of the COVID. We didn't even know if we are gonna have a contest, to be honest. But this year we will have prize money. I'm thinking anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 in prize money, so you win. But it's the ring. People want the ring. And it's $25. You got some contests in Vegas are $1,500, and I'm in those contests every year. I'm probably going again this year. In Vegas, just got to line up my proxy, and so $25 will get you into the contest this year, pro football contest, and this is a lot of fun. You make 7 picks a week, and the sides are totals. And the way this contest works is you got to, let's say you got 7 selections, you got to pick 7 units, 6 units, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this way, it's a units contest, right? So you can go 3 and 4. But you can still have a plus week because your top 2 plays were 7 and 6 units, and they were winners, right? So that's how we grade this contest. It's a fun contest, and what I like about it is it's not just sides. You can do totals, and it's a lot of fun. And you can sign up now. You can go to worldseriesofhandicapping.com and sign up for the contest, and we will be ready to go again this year. All right, let me see here. B-ball, street catcher, and I want to talk about. So baseball. All right, let's get into the baseball. Isaiah's, I know he's itching to get to baseball, eh? Hopefully he's not asleep by now. All right, so let me see. The 1 o'clock game. So we're at 1:15. So we'll go right to the San Fran game. Philly, I did pick Philly. I did pick Philly today. I had Dodgers, I had Milwaukee, and I had Philadelphia. So let's go to that San Francisco, and Seattle. Let me see. No, wrong one. That's already game. Okay, San Fran against Washington. All right, let's go to San Fran against Washington. And let's talk about this game here today. Now, Anthony DeSclafani up against Mad Max Scherzer. Now, the one thing you're going to get with Mad Max is innings. Mad Max will give you innings. He's like I call a workhorse, right? And if I'm looking at his last game, I think he logged in something like 7 innings in his last start. And looking at Mad Max Scherzer, there you are. 5-4 in the year. He's got a 2.22 ERA, and he's got a WHIP of 0.82. So walk hits divided by innings pitched, 0.82. But the thing with Mad Max, he'll give you innings. 7.2 innings against the Phillies, 5 hits, 1 run. Game prior to that, he went 6 innings. Mad Max has gone 5 innings or best. He's only pitched. Let me see here. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's pitched in 12 games, and in 12 games, he's only logged in 3 times of 5 innings. The rest were 6, 7, and 9 innings. So the one thing I do like about Mad Max, he will give you innings. And but Anthony DeSclafani, he's going here today for San Francisco. And when you look at DeSclafani's record on the year, 5-2, 3.51 ERA, a WHIP of 1.11, pretty good. And 6 innings last game against the Cubbies, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned. And but he's had some rough outings. In fact, at LA, but who doesn't have a rough outing against the Dodgers, right? 4.2 innings, and then 2.2 innings. You know what? As long as he's not facing the Dodgers, he's doing okay, I guess, right? And what are they, dogs? Why are they the dogs? Let me see here. Oh yeah, that's a great question. Why? It's Mad Max. It's about Scherzer, and San Francisco on the road, coming off a loss yesterday. And if you look at, they've still been doing well, 7-3. But this is, this is one of those, the perception versus reality, right? The perception is you think a team like Washington, who's 25-33 on the year, playing one of the top teams in the National League West, 38-23. Why are they, what does the bookmaker know that we don't, right? But we do know that Mad Max will give you innings. And this is why I think, and if you look at Scherzer's last 5 games, unfortunately for him, it's like the little bit of Jacob deGrom. He doesn't get any run support. Look at this. In the last 5 games, 0.6 runs for, 2.2 runs against, and in the last 3, 1 run. So he's not getting any run support. It's almost like Lance Lynn of the Chicago White Sox, right? And the Scalafani, he's getting run support. He's got 6.67 runs for, but he's also given up not him, but when he starts, they're giving up 6 runs, 4.2, where Washington giving up 2.2 in Scherzer starts, right? So when you look at Scherzer games and you look at the final score, I wish I could, you know what, I think I could bring up, let me go here, and let me take a look at Scherzer. So one thing here, guys, if you ever want to see what a pitcher has done against a team, go to MLB, go to a regular database, and you go right here, and let's get Max Scherzer. Let's go here. Facts. Where's Scherzer? There it is. All right. So current season. And look at this. So look at it. Look at this. The games involving Max Scherzer. 2-1, 3-0, 2-1, 4-3. Okay, here's the exception. 17-2. Arizona. That doesn't count. 4-3, 3-1, 9-5 against the Blue Jays. Blue Jays a good hitting team. 1-0, 1-0, 3-0, 6-5 game 1. So you see, anytime a Max Scherzer type game is on, you know it's going to be a fast game, and you know there's not going to be a lot of runs, right? Let's look at Max at home this year, and let's take a look at his record at home this season. And 4-2, 1-5 to the under. So said is why. Yeah. So that's why. 1-5 to the under. Now looking at the under at home for Washington this year, 20-8 to the under. What's the total in this game here today? Total's 8, right? So could be a good play here. I wouldn't touch the. I don't think I would touch the. Let me see here. San Francisco. San Francisco is a nice price, right? It's a nice price. You're getting this Scalafani, and they're a good team. But, yeah, maybe San Francisco. I do like San Francisco in this one. I do like the under as well. I do like the under in this game. But looking at, let me see here. Now, the thing with Washington, too, they played last night in Tampa Bay. So they had to do a red-eye and get back home. And now, after a 9-game road trip, Washington's off a 9-game road stand, right? And if you looked at my tip sheet on, let me see here. I'll see if I can bring this here. Let me go. I'll bring it over on this side here, and I'll switch it over. If you go to the Raymond Report, I did a video this week. It's my baseball betting checklist, right? So let me bring this over here. I don't know if you guys can see this here, but here's my baseball betting checklist. So these are some of my checklists. I don't know if you guys can see that. So the perception versus reality, the value index, team straight up record, last 7 games. First team is the team streaking, team of strength. Where was it down here? Versus left-handed, right-handed pitchers. You also got to check if they're coming off a long, extended road trip. Sports betting index, is it a day game? Like I saw one team today is like 9-2 in day games. I forget, or 2-9. I thought it was Cincinnati for some reason. Was their line moves prior to the game, right? But the one thing though, let's take a look at Washington here. They're coming off a 9-game road stand. And you know what? The record is not too bad overall. In fact, it sort of works against San Fran, because look at this. Home teams this year coming off a 9-game road stand, 7-4. That's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. I'd like to see who those 11 teams are, though, to see if there's, probably got the Dodgers in there a few times. Coming off a win in Game 2 of a series, they're 5-1 in the next game. So, I can make a case here probably for both teams. But I do like the under and the in San Francisco in this one. So I do like the under in San Fran in this game. All right, let's go to the next game, Colorado, Miami. And Trev Rogers. You know what? I do like Trev Rogers this season. He's just one of those under-the-radar type pitchers that nobody really talks a lot about. You don't see a lot of the conversation about Trevor Rogers in Miami, right? And look at that, Miami. He's 6-3 on a bad team, 1.97 ERA, a whip of 1.09, 81 Ks. He's got 81 strikeouts this year. And let me see here. 6 innings. He'll give you innings. He will give you innings. I think Miami here against Chichi Gonzalez, and it always reminds me of a good WRKRP episode. I don't know if you guys remember that. Chichi Rodriguez, when Les Nessman was doing the news, and he was trying to was it Chichi Rodriguez? I can't remember. But yeah, it was a good WKRP. Now I'm really going way back in the vault here. But yeah, looking at this game here, Miami taking on Colorado. Look at Colorado. 5 wins on the road this year. Not a good one. 5 wins on the road this year. And you can see that, let me see here, 5-23, Miami. Miami at home, not having a great year. In fact, 26-35 on the year. 13-13 at home, though. A little bit of Jekyll and Hyde syndrome going on. They're Jekyll at home, but they hide on the road. And as you can see right here, they do pretty well at home, right? All right, let's take a look here at some other stats on this game. What's the line on this game? Now, I didn't see a line. It's 195. That's a little bit too. You got 2 C-type teams, and one of them's almost minus 200, right? There's no way I could lay minus 195 on a C-type team, right, Jermaine? We don't bet on C-type teams. All right. Yeah. So I'm not going to touch this game. What do you guys like? You guys touching this game here at all, or what? Are you guys on that game? If you are, let me know what you think. So, yeah, so really not liking this, not at all. Yeah, exactly, not at all. I'm not touching this game with a 10-foot pole either. All right, let me see here. Let's go to the next game here. Let's take out the next game. Colorado, Miami, Houston, Boston. It's been a good series. It's been a pretty good series. Good series if you're betting Houston, right? Houston's having a good run right now. In fact, let's take a look at the series so far. And if you look at the first 2 games, Houston won 7-1, 8-3. Hasn't even been close. Hasn't even been close in the series. Houston just showing their dominance right here. But Boston, I got a feeling Boston's been looking over their shoulder in the last couple weeks. They see Tampa Bay doing well. They see the Yankees starting to do well just a bit. And why is this thing going on? It never fails, right? Every time we do a show, it starts going off. Let me see here. And at the end of the show, I'll give you guys my selections that I have here in baseball today. I'll give you my premium picks, and I'll tell you who I'm betting today. All right. Also, I'd like to hear what you guys are on. Let me know what picks you guys are taking today. So you got Zach Greinke. Now, when Greinke goes for the Houston Astros, they're 10-3 in his starts this year, 9-3-1 to the over. And Eduardo Rodriguez, 6-5 for Boston when he goes. The Red Sox are 6-5-0. And let me see, Greinke, 10-3, man. He's having a pretty good year. The old veteran, right? And when you look at Greinke's record on the season, his ERA, 6-2 on the year, 3.38 ERA, a 1.09 WHIP, not bad. And he went the distance last game against the Toronto Blue Jays. He went the entire 9. He only had 6 hits, 1 run. So might get a bit of a tired arm here today. But yeah, Boston Red Sox, Rodriguez. Let's take a look at Rodriguez stats here on the season so far. And Eduardo's 5-4, 5.59 ERA, 1.41 WHIP. And the one thing with Eduardo lately, he's getting tagged a bit here. He's got 5 hits, 3 runs last game for 5.1 innings, 4.2 innings against Houston, Philly 4-0, and then Toronto. Toronto just torched him for 11 hits, 5 runs. So did not have a good outing. So I think he hasn't had a really quality start in quite some time here. Look at his ERA, just bloated up here in the last 5 to 6 games. So could be another over. And if you watched the show yesterday, my Major League Baseball, I said there would be 23 runs scored in that game yesterday. We didn't get to 23. I think we got to 11, 12 last night. 11-3, so we got 11, but we did get the over, and that was probably the only play I won in baseball last night. So that's what I had last night betting baseball. But I do like, let me see here, looking at this game, I like Greinke. You know what, the way Houston's playing right now, they're on a 3-game win streak. Boston is just, they're spiraling a bit. I don't have a lot of confidence right now in Rodriguez pitching. The run support is not there, 3.6. And in Rodriguez' last 3 games, they're averaging on the score of 6.67 runs against in Rodriguez start. So it's tough though. But you know what? Again, beggars can't be choosers, right? And when you see a situation like this, the whole world's going to be on Houston. That's the only thing that scares me, is whenever everybody's following on one side, you go the other way, right? That's the old rule of thumb. But that's the only thing that really scares me a bit in this contest this evening. And looking at some of the stats here, I don't see anything really standing out in regards to the number, but look at the total. The total, when the Houston Astros are on the road coming off a win, 9-3-1 to the over. During night games, 14-6-1. And so a lot of games have gone over. And let me see if there's any other stats here for Boston. 28. So home teams allowing 8 runs against in the last game, 28-17-1 to the over. But 9-9 versus right-handed pitchers, and the Houston Astros are 10-7 versus southpaws this year. So pretty good record. I do like Houston in this one. But is there another game? I don't know if they're playing a 4-game or 3-game series. Oh no, it's a 3-game because they got Houston's got at Mini, and then Boston's got Toronto at home. So at Fenway, that'll be a good series. Man, I wish we can travel. I'd love to go see that game, Boston, Toronto. That time, and we're getting to that point of year, right, where people want to get out and travel. But COVID, man, I tell you, I can't wait to start traveling again and start visiting people and going to ballparks and racetracks and get on with life. New York Yankees taking on the Minnesota Twins. So James Happ going to Jordan Elmore says Rodriguez got blown up. Yeah, he's gotten blown up a few games. In fact, he's tough. And you know what? They're looking over their shoulder, right? But you got to give credit to Cora. I think Alex Cora has done a great job since he's been reinstated. And the Boston Red Sox, if you looked at my video yesterday, I did a video on perception versus reality, and some of the top teams that have done well as an underdog. Boston Red Sox have been a good dog team this year. His last starts, he gave up 6 earned run, I believe. Yeah, no, I know. We just saw that. It was unreal. But looking at the American League East, I still, remember I said at the beginning of the year, watch out Tampa Bay, even though they lost Snell and good old Charlie Morton. I don't think Charlie's having a good time in Atlanta right now. I think Charlie wish he was back at Tampa Bay at the old Tropicana Dome, where his fly balls would be lost in the roof. But Tampa Bay Rays 39-24 in the year. Boston 37-25, Yankees 33-29. Blue Jays are falling a bit here. They're only 6 games back, but they got to get back to getting good starting pitching and start hitting again, right? 31-28. But for some reason, the Blue Jays always do well against other people's ace. That's one thing I've noticed with the Blue Jays. Every time they face somebody's ace, it's dangerous to bet against them. Now, Minnesota Twins. In fact, in my video yesterday, and let me go to that website. Let me bring up I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday, but I did a video on favorites. And you believe the New York Yankees have been a favorite in almost like 95% of their games. In fact, look at this. Take a look at this. So I brought this yesterday, and I'm going to do every day I'm going to do a perception versus reality video. Look at the New York Yankees so far this year. This is prior to last night, so don't include last night's game. In 61 games, the Yankees were a favorite 58 times. So the bookmaker, remember I say all the time, perception versus reality and the market psychology of the betting public. And this is a perfect example of how the bookmaker will use these public teams, the New York Yankees, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Dallas Cowboys, will use that as a weapon against the betting public, right? They will use the public perception on teams as a weapon against the betting public, because why on earth are the New York Yankees a favorite in 58 of 61 games when they're only winning 52% of those games? But you look at teams like the Dodgers, they're a favorite 59 times out of 60 yesterday, and they're winning 59% of their games. The best team, and this is where I'll always challenge people who say who don't believe in the system. A, B, and the C type team. There's 3 types of teams. Your A-type teams are your teams that are 60% or higher. Those are your contenders. Those are your alphas. Those are your top teams. And then you got your regular Joes, the 50 to 59.9, and then your bottom dwellers. C-type teams are 15 below. And again, once you eliminate those C-type teams, you'll make life easier because think about it. If you're going to, and sometimes you'll get a C on C-type crime where you got a C team against a C team, you're still betting on a bad team. And one of the worst things in handicapping is expecting bad teams to do good things for you, and it very rarely happens. And you think, the C-type team at home is a small 120 favorite. That's the worst kind. That is the worst kind. Is those 120 or -3 favorite in football when you get those C-type teams, right? But when you look at this, when you look at the Chicago White Sox, look at the top 5 teams. And what I highlighted yesterday was the only team that had a record above 65% or a winning record, not a winning record, but look, a winning record in regards to 60% or higher. So the Dodgers have a winning percentage of 58, 52, 59 for San Diego, 62 for the White Sox, and 57 for Houston. And if you look at all these teams, only one of them is an A-type team, and that's the Chicago White Sox, where the bookmakers have done a pretty good job. So if you are betting favorites and you're looking for an A-type team, when you look at the Dodgers, you look at the Yankees, the Padres, those are teams, even though that they're favorites, they're only winning at a 52, 59. But look at the Chicago White Sox, 69% clip. And there's my buddy Chad from Corner Gas. Hey, you like that one, eh, Chad? Chad from Saskatchewan. If anybody in Canada, well, everybody in Canada knows Corner Gas, but our friends in the States probably don't. If you do, there's a TV series up in Canada called Corner Gas, and it's based out of Saskatchewan. And Chad, my buddy Chad here is from Saskatchewan, so I've given the nickname Corner Gas. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday we were talking about this, and I, coaching football, and when I was in the military, I always giving people nicknames, right? And I always say, you know what? Anytime you had a nickname or you gave a nickname is because you like the guy, right? Or girl or whatever. You like the person. And anytime I always feel anybody gets a nickname, that means you're a good guy. So Chad from Corner Gas, he must be a good guy out there in Saskatchewan, eh? Even though you like the Rough Riders, the Green Riders, and we'll see about that with your new OC, eh? With Jason Moss there as the new OC in Saskatchewan. Man, I miss the CFL. I do miss it. I miss football. Period. Hey, we're getting to that point where we need football back. All right. Hopefully you guys having a good day. My name is Ron Raymond, and I am the founder of the Raymond Report here at ATSstats.com. Also wrote a book in 2009 called Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. In fact, folks, if you'd like a free copy of my book, shoot me an email, ronraymond at ATSstats.com. Here's my book. I will forward you an e-copy. I always laugh because people will send me an email with their home address, and then they'll tell me, and make it post, or they have a special instruction. I'll say, here, how about I just send you an e-copy, and they'll save you a postage stamp, right? So if you do would like a free copy of my book, send me an email at ronraymond at ATSstats.com. I will send you a copy of my book completely free. And you know what? Dogs days of summer, you got nothing to do on a weekend. You want to just having either your beer or your iced tea, your Long Island iced tea, or your lemonade, or whatever you're drinking on a warm Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon by the pool or on the deck, and you want some good reading material to keep you occupied for maybe half hour maybe. But send me an email, and I will forward you a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secret. All right, look at that, Corner Gas. You threw me off my rant here, eh? I was on a run. Corner Gas. All right, Minnesota, 1-5 straight up in their last, actually against teams that are B neutral type teams. So they're 1-5. Yankees, 4-6 in their last 10, 6-4. But there's something with this Yankee team. They got too many of the same type of players. Giancarlo Stanton, Judge, same guy. Depending on the year, this year you want to keep Judge, Stanton. It's like, okay. They're just not consistent. And they look old. Let's be honest. The New York Yankees look like an old team, and I just it's tough. It's really tough. Sorry, he says no problem, buddy. Hey, it's just tough to back them up. Hey, it's just I just have a hard time betting Yankee game. I like to fade them. I like to fade the Yankees when they're playing the top teams. But right now, it's not the Yankees that we're used to seeing like under great ownership when George Steinbrenner had him, right? Just the way it is. But Minnesota, I just talked about this, Minnesota last year to this year. Where's that article? Let me see if I can find back that article. Go back here. I'll show you Minnesota. So Minnesota last year had a pretty good season. And look at the bookmakers this year. They've been they're 24-36 prior to yesterday, 40%. But they've been a favorite. So this is the one thing that I say that the bookmakers will use a team like Minnesota, who has a perception where people think they're still that team from last year, but they burnt out their closer. I think Colome just got burnt out by pitching 2 innings all the time, like coming in the 8th. They killed him with that. They killed Colome by bringing him in the 8th. Your closer needs to come in for 1 inning, and he has to be a strikeout closer, right? You got to come in, boom, close the door, strike him out. Good night, Irene. Let's close the lights on the way out. But that's what happened to Minnesota. But look, in Minnesota, the bookmaker knows this, and out of 60 games, they've been a favorite 36 times this year. There's no way you're going to make money betting Minnesota as a favorite. The best team to fade, though, guys, the best team to fade as a favorite, the LA Angels. The LA Angels, 6-17 as a favorite this year. Out of 61 games prior to yesterday, they were a favorite 23 times. And if you go through the bookmaker, and again, anytime the bookmaker puts out the favorite, he's telling you who they think is going to win. And the bookmaker on the season, 496 and 390. So that's his record. And the bookmaker this year, if you want to look at it from this perspective, he's hitting 56%, which is good. You ask any handicapper, gambler, somebody in the industry, and they'll tell you, you want to make a profit. Some people will say 54%, but 56 is a key number of being respected, right? As a handicapper or winning. But look at the bookmaker. 56% of the favorites have won, but not with the LA Angels. The Angels, they're struggling putting a number on the Angels as a favorite because they're 6-17 as a favorite. All right, let's go back to those New York Yankees. So the Yankees today, who we got going here? We have Michael King against James Happ, right? Yeah, there we go. So when Happ goes for the Twinkies, they're 5-6, 7-4 to the over. Michael King, he's a bullpen guy, so he's coming in to he's pitching in to help out with the rotation. And look at that, the Yankees 14-6 in night games this year, 1-4 against teams. See, this is what I mean. You don't have the killer instincts like the New York Yankees on the road against teams that have a 31 to 40% win percentage. They should be clobbering those guys. They're only 1-4 this year. So that's, in a nutshell, that is what's going on with the Yankees right there, right? All right, so let's go to Toronto against Chicago White Sox. Good game right there. Here's a good baseball game tonight in Chicago. And I wonder if they'll get the fireworks going tonight. Is it the south side they get the fireworks going after a win? They weren't going last night. Dallas Keuchel up against Hyun-Jin Ryu. Now, Ryu, a couple of games ago, he did something. I don't know if he tweaked a hammy or whatever, but I don't know. I just think this might be a good time to go against Hyun-Jin Ryu here, the ace of the Toronto Blue Jays. And if you look at his last couple of starts, so against at Cleveland, he went 5 innings. And the one thing with Rio, last year, I know if you followed Rio last year, 6 was his maximum that would go innings, right? When he gets to 5, he's pushing it. So 5.2 innings against Houston, he got rocked. 7 hits, 7 runs. And the game before that, 4 hits, 2 runs. The game before that at Tampa Bay, 8 hits, 2 runs. But he will give you 5 innings. The one thing with Hyun-Jin Ryu, he will give you 5 innings. And Chris Melson just says, what about the NHL? Right, coming right up. Hey, the NHL, we'll do it right after this one right here. After the baseball. We only got a few games to go here. Let me see. Now, the Toronto Blue Jays against alpha-type teams, so teams above 60% in the standings, could be a good underplay here tonight, guys. 2-9 for the Toronto Blue Jays when they're facing an alpha-type team in the Dallas, not Dallas, but Dallas Keuchel going for Chicago White Sox. Total's 8 tonight. The total is 8, and Chicago White Sox at home. Look at all the unders at home for the White Sox. 12, 23, and 0 to the under for the Chicago White Sox. Now, Toronto Blue Jays coming off a win last night. In fact, was what, 8-2 win, 8-3 or something like that? 6-2. 6-2 win, 8 runs. And when the Blue Jays coming off a win on the road, the next game, 6-9 straight up, 6-5 as a dog. And when they coming off a 4-run win this year on the road, 1-4, and when they allowed 2 runs against, they're 1-6. So not feeling really good about the Blue Jays here tonight. I do like the under, but I do like. I think I like the Chicago White Sox a little bit better. I think I do. Look at the Chicago White Sox coming off a loss as a home favorite this year, a perfect 7-0. Give me the Chicago White Sox tonight as one of my premium picks. Those are one of my top plays here tonight. In fact, I'll show you my premium picks here, guys. Just hang on with me, and I'll give you my premium picks here tonight. Hopefully, I could put some cash in your old bank account right there. All right, Yankees in the last game, Kansas City against. Missed it last night. I had the over. We had 2 pitchers with bloated ERAs. I thought we could blow the doors out there in Kansas City and the LA Angels, but it didn't happen. Frankie Montas going to get the nod here tonight against Mike Minor. He's going to toe the rubber here for the Royals. Now, Kansas City on a 5-game losing streak. Colorado is done. Stick a fork in them for hockey. Yeah, you guys are itching to get to the puck, eh? Sound like a Canadian right there, eh? Eh? Oh, that's awesome. All right. Oakland 19-17 at home. Kansas City 10-18-1 to the under. And let me see here tonight. The KC Royals. I do like Oakland. Tonight. They're tough at home. The Oakland Athletics are tough. They're 14-5 coming off a win. 5-1 coming off a day game at home. Give me Oakland tonight, guys. That's my other play. All right. Let's get to the NHL. Let's talk some hockey. Tampa Bay. I told you guys, Tampa Bay is the team. I like Florida, but I said during that series, whoever wins that Florida series is going to the Stanley Cup and going to win it. And I took the Tampa Bay Lightning against Carolina. I took them in the series, and I took them to win the Stanley Cup. The odds were okay. I think there was plus 480 or something like that to win the Stanley Cup when I took them. So it's okay. I think what's happening right now, and watching Colorado, I was never big on Colorado all year. I'll be honest, I didn't watch a lot of Colorado games this season. I watched maybe a handful. I know McKinnon had a good season, but when I look at this lineup, I don't see playoff performers. The goalie is, Grubauer he's okay. He's had a good. There's a difference between having a good regular season and then having a good playoff. Like Carey Price is the complete opposite, right? Carey Price didn't have a really great regular season. He got injured. He was on the shelf, and then, but now Carey's in his zone. But these guys, these type of goalies, Marc-Andre Fleury, he's the same type of goalie. He comes from the same type of goalie school as Carey Price type thing. Probably a Q goalie too, I think. But Carey played out west in the Western League. But Marc-Andre Fleury, I think he played in the Q. But what you're getting at here, once you get these goalies that get into a zone in NHL, and I always say, remember I say in these videos all the time, the way you handicap playoff hockey is you don't start from the forwards up, you go from the goaltender out. And what you want to do is you look at the goaltending, you look at the defense, and then you look at the forwards, right? And when you got guys like Corey Perry, Gallagher's doing a good job. I love this Caulfield player in Montreal. He's doing a phenomenal job for a rookie, coming in playing NCAA hockey, and he's going to be another, I look at him play, and I'm trying to think, who does he remind me of? Maybe a bit like remember Oleg Petrov when he used to play in Montreal, or Mats Naslund? That's what he reminds me of a bit. But looking at this game here tonight, all right, so here we go. We got people chatting here. I took, let me see, Colorado is done. Stick a fork in them. Agreed, Chad. Vegas was tired. Losing Colorado in the regular season, are flexing their muscle now. Knights have the most depth of the month. Now, okay, so you guys, you're all big on Vegas, and I agree. Like, Vegas has looked good. I'll give them credit. But the thing I don't like with this Vegas team, and when I look at I love Fleury. I think Fleury, he's starting to look like he did at the beginning of the year. But it's the defense. I think they have enough to get through Colorado. When I look at Colorado and McKinnon, he's frustrated. And when you don't have help, and you look at around and your wingers aren't chipping in, and you're not getting Landeskog is not doing it. And I look at that third and fourth line. You look at that third and fourth line for the Colorado Avalanche, and then you look at the third and fourth line for the Vegas Golden Knights. The difference is sandpaper. Vegas, third and fourth line are, they're taking maybe one or two more penalties than they should, but it's the intimidation factor, the going in the corners, the wanting it, the blocking shots, laying the body, not veering off in the corners when you can lay a hit and just send a reminder, right? That's what playoff hockey is about. Hockey is the toughest sport to win the championship, and when you got good goaltending and you're getting this quality defense, and the power play has been okay. And Stone, ever since Pacioretty came back, Batman needs Robin, and Stone couldn't do it all. And Marchessault's been good. I've always been big on Marchessault. He's a nice player. He reminds me a bit of a Gallagher, but with probably better hands. But so looking at tonight, Colorado, great regular season. Now the 3-game losing streak, and that's the hardest part now. You got to go back to Vegas. The house is going to be rocking. Grubauer, in his last couple of starts now, has got rocked a bit. Not rocked, but 3-2, 5-1, 3-2. But I just, you feel old momentum has shifted. And Vegas on the year, 25-9 at home, where Colorado's 19-13. So you can see their record at home and away. So Colorado at home, 26-7, and on the road, 19-13. It's always tough to win on the road, right? But I got to give credit to the Vegas Golden Knights. They were down 2-0 in this series at the beginning. So they lost the first game 7-1 and 3-2. Then they scratched back. And sometimes you got to get those ugly wins, right? Sometimes you got to get those ugly wins. And I do like the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, looking at the series, if Vegas goes through, I used to think that it would be either Vegas or Colorado in the Stanley Cup. But I'm watching Vegas and Colorado the last 2 nights. I think Montreal can hang with those guys. I really think the Montreal Canadiens could hang with Vegas or Colorado. I thought for some reason, watching those games out west, that it was a bit faster pace. But the last couple of games showed me some things that, watching a Montreal game and watching the Vegas, I really believe, and I love Montreal's defense with Petrie, Weber, Chariot. Edmonton's been awesome, out of nowhere. And Montreal's big four on defense. And when you look at Vegas or Colorado, whoever comes out of here, I think they're going to have a tough time with Montreal. Corey Perry has just been, he's been good. He's been good. You got Gustafsson, Romanov here for Montreal. They've been good. Kulak whenever he's in the lineup. Joel Edmondson, like I said, he's been good. Hopefully Petrie will be back next game. He should be back because he could have been back in Game 4 against Winnipeg, but Ducharme decided to sit him out, and they said, he was a game time. Anytime the coach says he's a game time decision, it means that they want to rest him. You know what I mean? So they do want to rest him, but I think it's going to be Tampa Bay. New York Islanders, wow, what a series against the Boston Bruins. And when Cassidy came out and blamed the refs, I knew they were done. And I bet the Islanders yesterday. Anytime your coach wants to blame the refs, he's covering up for the team. He's trying to distract the real issue. And the issue was he knew that he had to take the pressure off the players and bring it on him because he saw something. Coaches, we see things, right? As coaches, we see things that a lot of you don't see as because you're an insider. You know what's going on the inside. You're not on the outside. And when Cassidy started blaming the refs and he got fined, it took all the pressure off the players. And then that was my signal. Say, oh, they're done. Put a fork in them. As soon as you start going to the ref card, you're done. And that's what happened with the Boston Bruins. And there was something with Rask. Either he was playing a bit injured, or he didn't look right. Right? He didn't look right in the game number. Was it Game 5? His lateral movement was as fluent as it should be. But Montreal and Tampa Bay, Montreal, Vegas, or Montreal, Colorado, whatever the price is going to be, I'm going to tell you, no pun intended, but I will be taking Montreal. I think Montreal will be the team that comes out of the East, and I think Tampa Bay against the Islanders, that's going to be a great series. The one thing with this Tampa Bay Lightning team, Vasilevsky, Rod Brindamore just threw him flowers after the last game of the press conference, saying he's probably one of the best goalies he's seen since Dominic Hasek, and he's been solid. The one thing with this Tampa Bay team, from the first line to the fourth line, Anybody can score. Anybody, they're all in it to win. They're all in. And that defense is one of the biggest D that you're going to see. The only thing that comes close that I've seen, it's not even close. Montreal's D. Montreal, but I look at Tampa Bay. I don't see a team that could really beat them in 4 games. I think Tampa Bay is going to win 6 games against the Islanders. And I think whoever Vegas or Colorado takes on Montreal, that's going 7. It's 6 or 7 for sure. And I do like Montreal. So I think we might get a Tampa Bay Montreal final. And so that's my thoughts on that. Basketball, well, tonight you got Milwaukee taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Now, Brooklyn, let me see here. Let's go to the charts. I do like the under here tonight. And I'm going to show you guys something. I want to bring this to your attention. Let me go to, so perception versus reality, right? I'm always talking about perception versus reality. Look at the strength of schedule here. This is one of my charts, one of my tools that I use here. And I'm going to bring out let me bring out two browsers here. I want to show you guys something here. I saw this morning. I said, you know what? I'm going to talk about this on the show here today. And where's the PVI SOS? Parity Value Index, strength of schedule. And let me take out the Milwaukee Bucks. So you got 2 A-type teams going at it here tonight. Brooklyn's up 2-0 in the series. Now, when Milwaukee's at home against an A-type team like Brooklyn, look at they've always been a favorite. Always been a favorite. Never been an underdog against an A-type team. They've been a favorite by minus 3.8. And tonight, look at that. They're favored by 3. And look at the total, 234. Now, every time Milwaukee's been at home against these A-type teams, the totals on average has been 229.3, and where are we getting 234 from, right? And look at the average score. The average score is 118 to 111, so that gives me what, 230? 230 is the score. So we're 4 points below the bookmaker's line. 4-3-1 to the over/under. 6-2 at home against A-type teams. 5-3. So looking at this, the perception on the line should have been 230. Because they average about 229. If you round that off, that's about 230. So we're getting good value on the under tonight. And I'm going to show you a stat that I have on the road teams since this year. A 6-0 stat to the under this year. Teams that scored 85 points in their last game or gave up 85 points like Brooklyn did. The under this year is a perfect 6-0 or 7-0, something like that. So anyway, here's Brooklyn. When Brooklyn's on the road against an A-type team, so the average line for Brooklyn as an underdog is 5. So you can see they're not meeting the +3 here, so it's a bit overvalued. And look at that 230 again, right? Excuse me. So you got 230 here, and you got 230 with when Milwaukee. The average total is 230, and the average total for Brooklyn is 230. So the average score is 114 to 114. And if you round that off, that's 229. So again, I think we're getting good value on the unders tonight between Milwaukee and Brooklyn. So I'm going to be playing the under this evening on the game between the Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, let's go to the next game. I'm going to show you another tool here regarding the same type of perception versus reality. Now, the LA Clippers. So the LA Clippers, we got 2 A-type teams again tonight, right? An A versus an A. So teams above 60%. So when the LA Clippers are on the road against an A-type team, they've only been a favorite once, and that was January 3rd against Phoenix. But they've been an underdog the rest of the time. And the line tonight is +2, right? So you're getting +2. And I don't know what this line opened up. I don't know if it'll open up at 2 or 3. I don't know. The average total is 221.3. And tonight's total is 222. This is very tight. Like everywhere I looked on my reports this morning, the line I had was Utah -3 and 222. Look at that, 221.3. The average score for the Clippers on the road is 107 and 105 for the home team. So there's that 2 again. So they got Utah favored by 2. So the line is right. Clippers are 1-4 straight up against A-type teams this year. 1-3-1 to the under. And when the Utah Jazz are at home against A-type teams, they've only been a dog once, and that was against the Clippers, believe it or not. That was against the LA Clippers. And, so -3 is the number. They're normally a -6 point favorite as a home favorite against A-type teams. Now, the average total is 224, and they normally win by 10. Look at that, 116 and 103. So what I recommended to our clients today at the Rain Report is take Utah on the money line. I don't like the side on the total, -3. I don't like the total. It's too close to, I don't see any value, but I do like Utah money line. Utah on the money line. So what is it, -2? And I'll check what see what bookmaker has on the money line. And I think taking Utah on the money line is a good bet here tonight. I think if you're going to play the other game, I really don't like the other game at all, so I'm going to pass. I do like the under, actually. I do like the under in that game. I'd like the under in that game. And let me see here. Well, not coming up. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to go with I'm going to take the Utah Jazz on the money line, and I'm going to take Brooklyn and Milwaukee under the total tonight. And the total is what, 234? So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, I'll get to my picks. So here's my premium picks that I gave our members here this evening, guys. So if you're ever interested in my premium picks, you go to ATS Stats, go to Ron Raymond, and then from here, once you purchase, you go here to purchase $99 for the year. It's probably the best bargain in town, and it's winning picks, right? You get winning picks. Go to Picks I Bought, and here's what I have today. These are my premium picks that I'm giving you guys for free, and you can get it here at ATS Stats today. Milwaukee Bucks under. I got it for 1 unit. So I always grade my units 1 to 5 units. I got the Vegas Golden Knights for 3 units tonight. I got them at -135. I like the Houston Astros against the Boston Red Sox here at 3 units. Chicago White Sox, my top play, -155 for 5 units. And I'm going to go with the Oakland Athletics for 1 unit today, -1 unit, -138. Those are the 5 plays that I gave our members today. 3 baseball, 1 hockey, and 1 basketball. And I don't force the units, right? If I like a play, I'll put it 1 unit. And for hockey, I really like Vegas tonight. I think they from a momentum point of view, I think they got the hammer. They got the home crowd. They got the last change. And I just think that Colorado, they've broken their will. I've got a feeling that Vegas has broken their will. And now it's gut check time. And, when I look at that Colorado lineup, I don't see any playoff performers in there. And Grubauer doesn't really, he's not a proven veteran yet, right? So Houston, Houston's in a good cycle right now. Boston has not countered yet. In fact, Houston has dominated the first 2 series, and Perez has not looked good in his last 3-4 starts. Chicago White Sox, you got Dallas Keuchel going today. Nice play here against Hyun-Jin Ryu. I got a feeling he's playing hurt, and he's just gutting it out right now. And I like Frankie Montas against a team in Kansas City who's on a 5-game losing streak. Awesome. I'm on the ace too, Ray. Those bats are loud and proud, right? Loud and proud. All right, there you have it, guys. Hey, welcome back. Thursdays, I do a live show every Thursday here at the Rain Report, and hopefully maybe on the weekends when I'm just kicking back and you guys are around, I'll probably do some surprise live streams. Just come on the on air and just maybe really quickly, right? And go through some of those games in the mornings. All right, so guys, again, if you are interested in a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, shoot me an email at ronraymond@atsstats.com. And if you're interested in my premium picks, my top plays, my best bets, you can get them each and every day right here at ATS Stats. Go to Premium Picks. And from here, once you click on this little banner right here, you go here, and you got to be a member, though. That's the only way you get the good discount is you got to be a loyal member, and that's the reason why I put it $99, and I don't gouge our members, is because I want to give you guys a good discount because you're already a member. And in order to get this price, you got to be a member. And if you're already paying for a membership, why would I gouge you, right? Appreciation and loyalty goes both ways. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your Thursday. I want to thank the bullpen today for chiming in. Isaiah, Jordan Elmore, nobody's perfect. We had Chad from Corner Gas from Saskatchewan. We had Chris Milson. Thank you, Chris. I know you're a big NHL guy. And who else showed up today? Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine. Hopefully you're having a good day there, Jermaine. And again, thank you, everybody, for showing up. I'll be back here next Thursday, June 17th, 1 p.m., and we'll go through the same bad time, same bad place right here at the Rain Report. Have yourself a great rest of your day, folks. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe.